You are listening to Future Voices, a podcast brought to you by Beha Futures Foundation.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the latest Futures Voices brought to you by Bosnia and Herzegovina Futures Foundation. I am Zahra Zelch, and I am a mentoring program team lead within the foundation. Joining us today is Selma Kunosic. Selma Kunosic comes from Tuzla, and currently she's working as senior consultant in circuit business consulting in Sarajevo. Her career path led her from Bosnia and Herzegovina to Czech Republic through trainee program and central vehicle electronics area in Skoda Auto, and furthermore through Connect and IT area in Audi AG. Selma completed her master's studies in mechanical engineering at the University of Liberec, Czech Republic. Recently, she came back to Bosnia and Herzegovina after spending almost 9 years abroad. Let's hear what she has to say. Selma, welcome to Futures Voices.
Thank you very much.
For starters, can you share a bit about your professional journey and your experience working abroad for prestigious automotive companies?
For sure. First of all, I would like to say thank you, Zahra, for the nice introduction. And it's my pleasure to do this podcast in cooperation with Bosnia and Herzegovina Futures Foundation. I was born in Zvornik, but I have spent half of my life in Tuzla, where I also finished my bachelor studies on the Faculty of Mechanical Engineering. Then in 2014, I went to Czech Republic when I finished my master studies, and then I had my first working experience in Skoda Auto in the training program. After training program, I got a permanent position in Skoda Auto in the central electronic equipment department. That's exactly what you mentioned in the introduction. And in 2020, I moved to Germany and I started working for the Audi AG. There I was employed in the department of Audi Connect, where I was responsible for the function called personalization. That's about personalizing all the stuff that you can personalize in the car, for example, seat, steering wheel, radio stations, navigations, and so on. Then afterwards, I moved to another department called Quality Assurance, and it was on the IT side. So I was responsible also for some functions in the My Audi app and My Audi portal. Recently, so just really recently, 3 months ago, I moved back to Bosnia. And I started a new position in a company called Circuit Business Consulting as a senior consultant, also working in automotive industry.
I see. Thank you so much for sharing bits of your journey so far. We are witnesses to the fact that many young people in Bosnia are seeking opportunities outside of their homeland, driven by various factors such as career prospects and personal growth. In light of this trend, I'm curious to learn about your personal motivation to return to your homeland and continue your career in Bosnia. So, what were the specific reasons that influenced your decision to come back?
Very nice question. I guess many people ask this question exactly. So I can say it was a very great job opportunity that led me back to Bosnia. And I'm still able to work now for prestigious automotive companies, but live here in Bosnia. The decision was not easy, of course, since I spent almost 9 years of my life abroad. But I also realized that in one moment, this trend of young people leaving Bosnia has to stop. So there is no better way than that us that once left come back and prove that Bosnia is place to live and place to stay. Here I continue using the same tools, same processes, and the same way of work as I was using abroad. I was eager to come back here to see how much everything have changed, if it's changed, and to enjoy being back home and there where I feel I belong.
I see. And building upon that, I'd love to dwell deeper into your professional journey. How much has your knowledge about development in automotive changed since the beginning of your career?
Before you start working in one industry, you can have just assumption of how development looks like. So you can imagine, but you do not have really the idea how big machinery is hidden behind all of that. So after starting to work in automotive, I just got amazed how attention was made to each and every detail. It was very interesting to see actually how much effort is put in pre-development phase, the phase where the idea about the vehicle is discussed, but it can last more than a year. At the beginning of my career in Skoda Auto, I had a chance to be in trainee program, what I already mentioned. And this trainee program allowed me to rotate between different departments. And these departments were really each and every one of them part of different phase in the development of the vehicle. So there is where I really learned a lot. The process is usually following. So you have the definition phase, but it's the same like for each and every other product, I would say. So it's the division phase where you do the market research and product strategy. Then you come to the concept phase where the functional concept and styling is defined, among others. And then follows this exactly this pre-development phase where you discuss, for example, ergonomics and legislations, geometrical integration, drivetrain, and so on. When I was in Skoda Auto, I took part in many ergonomic tests. So where the, for example, seats and the general vehicle cockpit was tested, because at that time they needed different people with different heights to test the seats, the steering wheel, the transmission, if everything is in correct place before even the design of the car is decided. So after the pre-development phase, we followed then to series development and the pre-series and series production, followed by, of course, quality control. At the beginning, I had no idea which phases are there, but later on, I had a chance to take part in several of them, which was really, really great.
It's definitely fascinating to witness the continuous advancements in this field. And one area that has gained a significant attention in recent years is agile development. And considering your expertise, I'm curious to explore your insights on this topic. Could you explain maybe the concept of agile development in the context of software development for automobiles and highlight some of its advantages?
Yes, for sure. I guess many of you already heard about this agile development because it became really a big boom in previous years, as well as in automotive industry, of course. So we have here in the software development really two basic methods of developing. The one is the traditional waterfall style, and the newer one is called agile, as we mentioned. And it's critical to automotive industry's transition to the software-defined vehicle, because software is really becoming a main part of each automobile. In the waterfall approach, software development goes through like discrete phases. They call it discrete phases, with one phase being completed before the next one begins. These phases include requirements definition, implementation, and integration and testing. On the other side, Agile is iterative and collaborative and incorporates really feedback loops, and that's the most important in this development method. So the Agile methodology enables companies to transition from the periodic updates associated with the waterfall method to a newer style of software development known as a CI/CD, or continuous integration and continuous deployment. At the previous company, so in Audi, I was in the department and I was part of the CI/CD. We called it pipeline, so CI/CD pipeline, where we had 24/7 monitoring of all main functions in front of the customer. And this is one of the things that characterizes the CI/CD, continuous integration, continuous deployment. Next to this 24/7 monitoring, we had each new releases every 2 weeks, and it means each new release had to be thoroughly tested, that we are sure that no problems will be deployed in front of the customers. And if any problem happens, that we had to be able to react fast. And this is exactly what we managed to do with this 24/7 monitoring. So the Agile methodology provides a variety of benefits, including enabling engineers to respond quickly to the changing business landscape. Using these methods, engineers can provide a continuous stream of software enhancements that have been thoroughly tested and that address the needs of the business, because collaboration has been occurring to the process. It's really the big benefit, because you can react to any problem really fast. You can adjust what you did, you can fix what you did if it's necessary. You don't have to wait a long time before you can fix something that you do.
I see. Sounds like a very convenient approach as well. So,
Mhm.
and it's clear that also this approach has significant potential for innovation and efficiency. To gain a deeper understanding of its impact, I'd love to hear a real world example. Could you share an instance where agile development has led to an innovative solution or improved efficiency in this field?
Yes, sure. One of the good examples of innovative solution through agile development are over-the-air updates. So over-the-air updates allow customers um, that they do not have to go anymore to the services in order to update the softwares, to introduce the new features, to have the bugs fixed, and to improve the vehicle performance. So this is one of the very well-known innovative solution that happened in previous years, and it really brought a big comfort to the customers. But this is like well known. I would like to share something from my own experience regarding,
Mhm.
for example, improved efficiency in the automotive field. So when I was working in my previous position, we were developing one function called, for sure, personalization, as I mentioned in the beginning, and it was really a new function for a new vehicle, new platform that is coming in the next years. So at the beginning, you sit, you define what you need to do, what you need to achieve in next months. But when you sit, you do not wait 1 year before you gather again with your team to discuss the results. No. So we define our development in the sprints, so-called sprints, that last 2 weeks. So each 2 weeks, we would sit again, see what is implemented, see if we like what's implemented, see how it looks when it's implemented, if we like it, if we do not like it, see what improvements we can do. And then if there is something to be done again, we can implement it in the next sprint. So you do not wait 1 year before you see how the product you are developing looks like, but you see the small increments of it every 2 weeks, because usually the sprint
Mhm.
lasts 2 weeks, as I mentioned. So you can really react fast to the changes. You can adjust so many things in the meantime, and that really brings a big benefit, not just to the teams, but to the companies. It saves time and it saves in the end also money.
I see. It's definitely fascinating to see the tangible benefits of agile development. Building on discussion of advancements, I am curious to explore the broader landscape of software development in the automotive industry. What are some of recent advancements in software development that you believe had a significant impact on this industry as a whole?
Mhm. Yeah, I think here we can talk really about simultaneous impact of software development to automotive industry, and also vice versa, automotive industry to the software development, because automotive industry develops too fast, really too
Mhm.
fast, and software developers need to keep up with the pace to be able to answer to all the requirements that were given to them. So the four biggest disruptions in recent years that have happened are autonomous vehicles. So let's drive without using the steering wheel, with having to use the phone in your hands, or watching TV, or playing video games, that the car would drive itself. That's like one of the biggest topic now in these days, because this
Mhm.
is something that it's really being hot topic. Then we have, of course, connectivity. Let's connect car with the phone. Let's connect car with everything that could be connected, because the car is really becoming one big computer. Then we have the electrification, of course. We are moving to the electric engines in the future, and also shared mobility. Well, the higher and bigger the demand is, the more
Mhm.
complicated softwares are, because everything that I have mentioned now, these four things, that's a really complicated software. It has to be built in the many components in the vehicle, that it can function without a problem. And we all know that the software, even the smallest bug, can cause a really big disaster. So that's why, for example, when there is a problem in the software, you can often hear maybe in the news that many cars from one automotive brand were called back to the service because there was some bug found in the software, and the cars need to be updated. Of course, in the future, when we have this over-the-air update, it could be done just like with a one click. But now you have to call them back to the factory or to the services. You need to update the software, because when you have issue with the software that impacts the security of the vehicle, that car cannot be on the road. Um, well, as I said, demand on innovations just doesn't stop. It's every day something new. And that is why we say that we are really building the future today. So really, we are building the future, because um, the the automotive companies, they work in a way that they always check what other automotive companies are doing, and they do not want that one is better than other, that one has something that other one doesn't have. So they are kind of competing between each other. And I can say that software developers will have a lot of work in the years to come.
I see. And shifting gears a little bit, I'd like to dwell into your personal journey and the impact of your experience working abroad. How has your time abroad influenced your current role and the work you are involved in at your current company in Bosnia?
Yeah, I had luck, so great luck that I can continue doing exactly what I did abroad, but live here in Bosnia while doing it. Company I work for, as I mentioned in the beginning, is company working for automotive industry. So my international career path just continued here. So everything what I did there, I continued doing here, which sounds kind of amazing and impossible, but it's really happening. So all the knowledge I gained while working in other automotive brands, I still use in my current position. Here I made it to the position of senior consultant just because of the experience I have, because usually the path is junior consultant, then a consultant, then a senior consultant. But since I'm working already for 6 years in automotive, so I got to the position of senior consultant, just also because all the knowledge I gained before I can use still in my current position.
And could you maybe tell us about some like current projects you are working on within your current company?
Yeah, sure. So I mentioned in the beginning, the company I work for is called Circuit Business Consulting. That's a young management consulting company whose main target is to shape the future of clients' business by providing consulting services along the whole value chain. This is the first management business consulting company in Bosnia and Herzegovina and in the Western Balkans, which is pretty cool. The idea behind the Circuit Business Consulting is to keep young talents and experienced professionals in Bosnia and Herzegovina while providing them the opportunity to cooperate with international industry leading companies. So our competencies here in the company lie in the digital products and services, digital manufacturing, integrated products and process development, product design, production strategy, and general management consulting. The project we are involved in spread across really the whole value chain from complete beginning and requirements in the automotive industry until really the after sales and the end of life of the product. My current project focuses on the developing a solution to make a whole in-car app connection for the customers easier and to allow the customer to always be connected with the vehicle. And that is one thing I mentioned a couple of minutes ago, that the connectivity is one of the biggest changes that happened in the previous years. So we are young, enthusiastic team. We invite really all of you to reach to us over our LinkedIn page. You can apply for our case study events, Circuit Business Consulting Academy, or our newly started mentorship program.
I see. And I would like to wrap up this conversation here. So let's zoom out and look towards the future. How do you envision the automotive industry in Bosnia evolving in the coming years? And what role do you hope to play in its development?
This is a really interesting question because, so to say, automotive industry, so the production doesn't really take place here in Bosnia in such a huge amount that you can mention it. It could be kind of that could play a big role in the future. But I guess main focus in Bosnia and Herzegovina will stay on the software development because Bosnia and Herzegovina has a really strong IT scene. Many huge automotive companies base their businesses in outsourcing, meaning so buying the manpower from the external companies. And here is where I see great potential also for us. The automotive industry becomes more and more software oriented. So as I mentioned a couple of times during this talk, so software is really the main part of the vehicle, because the main question before was how the car looks like, and now the question is really what the car can do. I hope that the company I work for will become leader in this what we do, type of work we do, that we will continue growing bigger and bigger, and we will play a key role in automotive software development among all other Boston companies for sure. So I hope to be able to share all of my knowledge with the generations to come, and that I will see many of you working shoulder to shoulder with me. Yep, that's all.
Thank you so much, Selma, for this insightful conversation and for agreeing to this podcast episode with BH Futures Foundation.